Okay, today on Chris Does What, we replace the alternator in this Jeep. So we go with a high output alternator, actually 120 amp. This one, when the bass was down low and he was really thumping or he had the winch on, his battery was dropping down to 11, even 10 volts. It even stalled once.
It's hot.
She wears this for mosquitoes in Florida.
Out in the back.
Yeah. So in this video, we are going to go over installing a high output alternator. So we got the 2 gauge wire on. This is 120 amp, but whatever alternator you put in. And we're going to go over the wiring involved with the high output. Oh, feel the burn. But there was a lot of sweat, and it is really humid in Florida. And
the solo cup, it was full of water.
Okay, my son says I came over here and I sweated up the area again, so I have to do the rest of the wiring.
Not liquor. He was actually sweating water.
Yes, I was. So, y'all stay tuned, and we're going to get into this install.
Yes. Dealing and everything. That's good.
So to get this in, first I spray it with a little PD blaster to lube up the tube. Okay.
Oh, too much dead.
This is why you don't touch capacitors. One. He just sees the broom. We're going to put this 12-volt, 120 amp alternator on from PA Performance. And you can get these on, well, we got this on Extreme Terrain. All the rest of the stuff we found on Amazon. But got some pretty good reviews. And yeah, the bolt's still loose, so that's what the rattle was. We wanted to put 2 gauge wire. They say for 120 amps you need 2 gauge. It seems a little tight in that connector, but we're going to make it work. So I picked up these jumper cables, and it's 2 gauge. And just take a pair of scissors, and you can cut it to however long you want. I guess I could put the connectors back on and have a shorter jumper cables. But these jumper cables were about $25. To get the 2 gauge wire I needed in 10 foot was $60. So I think that's a better deal. Also have connectors and heat shrink, so we can connect it up. Then when you want to cut heavy gauge wire, you need I guess these are a big set of dikes. And this is to actually put our connectors on. This goes from 2 gauge down to, I think it's 8 gauge or maybe 6 gauge. But these should get the job done. And then of course I'm always going to use the Husky tools and my Milwaukee impact. Just gets the job done faster. And Husky tools, they come so conveniently packaged. When me and Danielle move on the boat, you're going to need something that's space saving like that with a lot of tools in it. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our air box and we're going to throw it on top of the engine, get it out of the way.
Let's do that. Perfect.
And now you have easy access to all the bolts. Well, if you do have a fan and radiator shroud, you'll have to take that out probably to get that out of the way. You may be able to do it, but it'd be a lot easier. We have a electric fan. Go check out that install. That works really good. It actually makes the Jeep run cooler.
With the AC.
So with the air box over on top of the engine, we can loosen up the power steering pump and take off tension off this belt so we can start working on our alternator, which is right there. Now has an AC in the way. makes it more fun. We're loosening up basically all the bolts on the power steering pump so we can back off the tensioner. Okay, so we already have this one loose. He's going to loosen up the slide on the bottom, and then there's a bolt on the back, and it will move freely. There you go, muscles. Okay, now you should be able to back off the tensioner and loosen that belt. Yeah, it's feeling a lot looser. Okay, my son doesn't want to touch the belt since I got swell over it, but that's pretty loose. So we're going to take and just slide it off this tensioner here. And there we go. It's out of the way. Now you should remember how your belt goes on. Okay, so now he's going to take off the negative terminal. And we have a pole and the connection to the battery.
Oh, I'm tightening it.
It's probably tight enough.
Yeah.
So now take off the alternator. What size socket is that?
15.
15. So our son got a little lazy and he's going to use the impact.
Yeah, you told me to. They're just spinning. Is there a nut behind it?
There's probably a nut behind it.
There it goes.
That's perfect. Okay. Ah! Stepped on your toe. Okay, yeah, that's pretty easy to get to. So just put a wrench back there and then back it off with the impact.
Should it be the same size or?
It may be. There you go.
Yeah, nice.
All off, huh? Now
Yeah, I don't want to drop this
drop
bolt.
you don't want to drop the alternator.
Yeah, the alternator can stay. See what
It stay? Good alternator. So pull the top out. And you gotta be careful because there are these wires.
Oh, so I gotta pull it this way.
Yeah, straight out.
Forward?
No,
Yeah,
this
side.
way, sideways.
The bottom moves, but
You need a screwdriver?
yeah, it's.
Here we go. There. Now be careful with the wires on the back.
I see it.
Okay, is
There
it
you
sitting there nice?
Yeah.
Okay.
Something faster. There you go.
Is that faster?
Yeah.
Okay. There's our wire. Drop the nut in the engine. And so this is the wire we're replacing. Why do you keep wiping the Jeep?
Guys, you're sweating on everything. The whole floor over here, I can't step back any further or it's like puddles. It's like go be a puddle I'm stepping in.
So these little small bolts on here are 7mm.
Oh.
Don't break it.
I'll try not to. Oh, that's tight enough. So are we using this thing? Reusing
Yes,
this
we
thing?
have to reuse that.
Okay.
That's the regulator.
And where's the, oh, there it is. That's a 10mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that should be off.
Take your regulator off.
There you go.
And then you can lift your alternator out. No turning back around from here.
Mm-mm.
So to split these jumper cables, you just take a pair of scissors and you go down the center and start cutting.
Yeah, pull them apart.
No, you can't pull them apart.
Oh.
You can damage the sheathing. You can also damage the sheathing with the scissors, so you have to go real slow. I'm gonna let my son do this. But there. And that gives us a 2-gauge ground cable and a 2-gauge positive cable. And these are really thick wires. So, and they're very bendable. Oh, you're using Mom's kitchen scissors?
Yeah, you gave it to me.
I know. They cut much better. So now we're going to make up our connectors. So I use just the wire cutters to strip my wire. Now, when you're stripping wire, you want to you measure off the connector, and that's about how much you want to get off. No more.
Yeah, paint.
Paint. Oh, paint.
Brand new.
Brand new paint. So cut it right about there. If you cut off too much, you're going. I scratched it. No, I didn't. And just twist your wire. If the wire's too long, twist the pliers. But don't push on the pliers too hard or you'll cut through the strands of wire. I'm sure they make crimpers for these, I just don't have them. All the way through. Yeah, there we go. And there. Now we strip the cable. Now I like to turn it a little bit because I think it just makes it easier to get the connector on. Let's see if that connector's too small. Way too small. That connector fits good. Now, I like to crimp them once close.
There.
Right there.
Why is that hard?
There you go. And then I like to do one far away. Now, you should always put your heat shrink on long cables before you crimp them.
What setting is that at?
Hard.
That's like for a millimeter cable.
Okay. I think what's happening is I'm getting them too greasy. I can't even get them on. I am too sweaty and whatever. So I can't even get them on.
They can barely go on that.
Okay, that's good enough. That's perfect. That's what we want. So it's covering the plastic. So my son, who's not slimy and sweaty, put this on and it's perfect. Now, hand me the heat gun?
Yeah.
It's right there.
I was getting some tape off my feet.
Oh, yeah, you have a lot of garage cleaning to do.
Oh, yeah. Make a mess.
And that's sealed up nicely. Don't hit your feet on that. Okay. And we're going to do the rest of the cables. Same principle. So we got the 2-gauge wire on. It fits in there very snugly. I'm going to take and also run the other power wire so I don't have to cut it off and unplug it. It's going to make it fun for Brandon. Brand likes fun.
Hooray.
Okay, so you recording me and not my sweating?
It's kind of getting old. There we go.
Okay, that all fits in there. You want to get over here?
You do that. Oh, gotta dodge all the sweat.
it's loose enough.
Should be snug enough.
Yeah, this should be good. Now this doesn't come with the other bolts, so you have to reuse the bolts that were on it. Put that back in place. Now he just has to tighten everything. The regulator wires connect with a 7mm, and then all the other bolts are 10mm. You have 2 for the regulator wires. You have a 10 for the ground, a 10 that holds the regulator, and then a 10 that holds our power cables, which we have both mounted in there. Okay, with all the wiring plugged in, now our son is just going to mount his alternator back in place. So this is much easier to mount. And there are no slides on this alternator, so you can just tighten it down as tight as you want now. Brand new shiny alternator mounted.
Yeah.
Now we're putting the belt back on. So, okay, like that. Okay, that goes on like that. That looks even. And now we can tighten it up.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna tighten up the tensioner. Get a little tension on this belt, and tighten up the bolts and put these on the power steering, and put the air box back in. Okay, now he has the 3 bolts to tighten.
How tight should this be?
Just tight as the other ones, without breaking the bolt. And now the air box goes in.
There you go.
Is there one in the back?
No.
Okay, now plug in your hoses. Okay, so we're going to check our voltage and basically make sure we're putting out good current. So ground, positive, and then what's it say on the multimeter, Brad?
14.13.
Let's look at it with the camera. Can you see it?
Yeah.
So that shows you getting a good charge. Okay, so we've got our positive cable ran here. Now, if you come over here, you'll see it's ran back here like this. Then we just looped it around and we've tie wrapped it to some of the existing cable and plugged it here. It's a really short run. Where's it attached to?
To this bolt that holds the oil, whatever it's called.
The oil, whatever it's called?
The I'm going brain dead. Where you check the oil. It's on the bracket.
Okay, so they've attached that. That's to the engine block, Brendan. Yeah. And then where's the other wire go to?
That's a mystery.
It's a little wire, right? It should be going to the chassis.
Looking. Where's the little wire?
Does it come out of the conduit?
Oh no, here it goes.
Yeah.
Shoots up and right here onto this thing.
So what we're doing is we're running from here over to our chassis, which is right here, and then all the way down
Let's go do the one.
to our ground on our engine. What? I'm sorry. Okay, our bolt on our dipstick was a half.
Let me get a wrench.
Okay, has a socket, but now he's on his phone. Oh, light.
Grabbing the light. Come on, what do I look like? A teenage girl? Not like Travis. There you go. There you go.
Make sure you get all the other wires in there.
Oh yeah. If I can find it. There it is.
The joys of mechanicking.
Mm-hmm.
The big old AC you put in is all in the way now.
No, you gotta sacrifice for comfort. Alright.
You got it?
Yeah. Make sure I'm not missing any wires that fell off. Dropped it. No!
Need a magnet?
Yeah, hand me a magnet.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a magnet for when you're working on things.
Gone.
Probably in between the starter and the engine.
Alright, let me use the spare bolt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spare bolt.
I didn't even want to grab it, you just kept on handing it to me. Alright, if I drop this one, it'll be easier to find. But I don't want to clean on it. There you go, it's on. How tight should this be on?
Oh, just pretty snug like it was when you took it off.
Okay, that was really snug.
It's a stud, so you don't want to break a stud. You'd almost have to pull the engine out to get that tacked back in.
Yeah.
Tapped back in.
Or we just make a new one. One more. There we go.
Okay. Now you have the wire on the chassis. We have too many things on that. We're going to have to relocate some of that stuff.
Yeah.
That will be a later adventure.
Fun.
We're going to then pull everything off here so we can...
Off of this thing? Oh,
Yeah.
so it can be at the very bottom?
Yes, we want that big round at the chassis.
There we go, it's on.
It's on. Now put all the other stuff on.
Alright.
You got it?
Hang on, it keeps on shocking me. There we go. Let me get the bolt on. Wait.
Maybe we should unplug the ground.
Nah, it's already on.
Okay. Yeah.
You get used to it.
Well, it doesn't help that we're all sweating. Okay, we got it on. And yeah, we're going to change that.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff on there. Too much.
Okay, my son says I came over here and I sweated up the area again, so I have to do the rest of the wiring. Brick and wire, this is how much I sweat, so I pour. Okay, let's get this in. I'm gonna run this down on the other side of this and pull it back up. And yeah. And make sure it's not rubbing or touching against any other metals, because that's bad, and bad is bad. And that reaches. Okay, now we're going to take this one, we're going to run through that same hole. All you do is when you run your wire, you just make sure that your wire is not going to rub on anything. We're actually going to come back and put conduit on this. We just don't have the right size conduit for it right now. But these are pretty well insulated cables because they are jumper cables. Okay, and they're pretty flexible and bendable so you can maneuver them where you want. Okay, so that one's going right there. This one's going to go right here. And this is our winch. You want a winch, right?
Oh, yeah. It helps.
We'll go right there. Okay.
Saves me from breaking things.
Right there, right there, right there.
Here's the screw, the bolt.
The nut. And then we put this on. And there we go. Nothing is touching. Thank you.
You're welcome. Should be on the right way.
It's on the right way. Now do not touch your wrench to the positive. It's a sparking sensation.
Nah, it doesn't do much.
Okay. Okay. I think we are good. And that is a mess of wires. And they rerun that power cable down through as well. But yeah, that is a mess of wires. So installing of the alternator is done. And now I'm what? Go take a shower. Now our son is going to start the Jeep.
No, there's no power.
There isn't?
No.
How's the voltage look? So it should look like normal. Okay, we're testing the alternator with nothing running, and we're getting about 14, a little over 14 volts. Rev the engine a little bit. No, rev it to about 2,000. Okay, now turn on your AC. Still getting 14 volts, AC on. Rev your engine to 2,000. 2,000. Okay. Okay, so we have the AC on. Our fan just kicked on. Now we're going to kick up some bass. This is her. Turn it up more. We're still getting 12 volts. Brandon, 2,000 RPMs. 2,000 RPMs with the bass up. Bass up. Okay. So you happy with the install, Brandon?
Yep.
Does the radio make some bass, Tyler?
Better than his truck.
Deep breath of all that humidity. Oh, yeah.
Okay, no. Time for that. No, not happening. No, we'll do.
Well, it's
Too hot.
It's only 9 degrees in Florida and it's dark outside and very humid. It's been raining a lot.
Yeah.
But hopefully this has helped you. And Yes, on the wiring going out to the battery, we're going to replace that with a bus bar. But right now we have everything run to the battery. So we still have some more wiring projects
I
coming.
had questions about them.
She did. She's like, you did it wrong? Really? And I'm like, no.
Not wrong, but just...
It works. It's just kind of redneck. So I'm redneck that put some bus bars in there.
Yeah.
And
Do that.
And we're probably going to run some 2-gauge wire to the amp because that is 1800 watts. So that is really a 4-gauge wire for that distance from here to all the way back there. Not enough gauge. So we're going to replace that. And we are also going to go and pull out the dash, drop the window, and do a lighting rewire along with the AC rewire. We just had the AC installed.
Okay. I'm good.
Yeah, so...
It never ends. This is actually, we call this the boat. We call it a boat.
So on the AC wiring, if you stay subscribed to our channel, you'll see the problems that we had with a mechanic installing it and what I don't prefer. So it's just some more of wiring routing issues than anything, but which could lead to some AC failures or electrical fires in the future. So not a good thing.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for
Not
more...
if my son's driving this. No.
Definitely
No,
not.
no.
No, and that's why we put fuses on everything. But if you're looking for more information about this video, I did try to write more in the blog on this time, and not the best writer.
Not.
Yeah,
Spent hours
I'm
doing
still writing, but you won't know that because the video will be released. But also, if you're looking for great eats good recipes,
Oh, hey, that's me.
check
You
out.
change subjects.
Check out diningwithdanielle.com or go to chrisdoeswhat.com and just click recipes and search through all the yummy goodness. I have a search bar up there so you can put whatever you want, chicken or a seasoning or whatever, and see if it comes up. More than likely it will because she has over 150 recipes. It's a lot. And if you like our channel, subscribe. Hit the little bell for the ad reminder. If you like this video, hit that like button. It's also down there. Looks like this. And y'all please take care.
Bye, guys.
Y'all stay tuned. Okay, Brandon says it's not hot enough in here, so why not a heat gun? I'm sweating my tail off. Got the fan on. It's Florida. It's summer. It's humid. So here we go. Oh, feel the burn. Close up.
Ah. Well, this is good.
Okay.
This is how I was holding it,
Okay.
but better because it's more still.
Okay, you can't see that, can you?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna move it a little bit more. Good. All right, ready, set. Oh, it's already recording. Oh, Dad.
What?
You're making the Jeep all greasy. I just washed it. Hours of washing it.
Well, you need to clean up my garage. You've made it a mess.
Well, you keep on taking everything out. Start on projects.
Your projects.
No.
So we have 2 wires left. And last time I told Mom that, and we'd be done quickly, it took
an hour later.
No, it was 2 hours later.
Yeah.
Why do you keep wiping the Jeep?
Good, you're sweating on everything. The whole floor over here, I can't step back any further or it's like puddles. It's like go be a puddle I'm stepping in. Yeah, paint.
Paint. Oh, paint.
Brand new.
Brand new paint. Where's it attached to?
To this bolt that holds the oil, whatever it's called.
The oil, whatever it's called?
I'm going brain dead. where you check the oil. Make sure I'm not missing any wires that fell off. Dropped it. No!
Need a magnet?
Yeah, hand me a magnet.
Probably in between the starter and the engine.
Alright, let me use the spare bolt. Oh,
Good.
yeah.
Spare bolt.
I didn't even want to grab it, you just kept on handing it to me. Alright, if I drop this one, it'll be easier to find. But I don't want to clean on it. There you go, it's on.
Okay, has a socket, but now he's on his phone. Oh, light.
Grab the light. Come on, what do I look like? A teenage girl? Not like Travis.
I cut out a lot of babbling out of this one.
Oh my goodness. No, you do not cut out a lot. You just put in a lot.
I cut it out.
Uh-huh.